Hey everybody, it's Adam Farkas along with
Paul Farkas here.
Now, Paul, for years we have been telling everyone about SmartOD.
Right.
So SmartOD is a long-time supporter of ODwire, and we're here once again to talk with Faive Kovalis about SmartOD, just to get a status update about what they're doing, where they're going.
And Faive is the chief honcho there.
Yes, he's the head honcho.
Makes things happen.
So he's going to tell us how things have been going, talk about their new facility, and so forth, and just remind people what SmartOD is. And even more importantly, people always ask, what kind of products do they have at SmartOD? We've never really spoken about one before, in particular, right? We've always talked about the different lines that they have, but today we're going to drill down a little bit on one of their products too that they sell called THINTECH. And we're fortunate to have the president of THINTECH, Mike Jacobson, here with us too, to tell us all about the product and its benefits, and we'll run through it. So this should be a little bit of fun. We don't do too much optical stuff usually on ODwire Radio, so this should be interesting.
Optical stuff on radio should be very interesting.
Well, as you can see, probably if you're using your computer right now, you can see I have images coming up there too, showing you everything that we're talking about here, instead of looking at me and Paul, because God only knows you
don't want to look at us.
You don't want to look at us. So with that said, so Faive, Mike, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
So Faive, I've got a question for you. So, you just participated in CWire a few weeks ago. Why don't you catch people up on SmartOD, what it is, and what you guys have been up to?
SmartOD was founded 5 years ago by a group of doctors, a small group of doctors that were fighting with the big guys like Essilor and Luxottica that are taking over the retail space. And this is the way they are going, especially with the new merger. The single OD is fighting with the online retailers, with Walmart, with America's Best. So there is no way really to compete. So we brainstormed a little bit. We thought, how can we get in line? Because until today, everybody is buying from reps, and reps cost money. A lot of money. POP costs money. A catalog costs money. And those are the old ways of doing business. What we created, we went online, and everything is done online. For this reason, we could cut all the cost by half, sometimes even better than half. This is why we created this website. Everything is half price or better. And in those 5 years, we added more and more companies and services that are helping the private OD to do not just to do the regular job, but to have an edge over the competition. One of them is THINTECH.
Right, and so it's
the latest edition.
Yeah, so in fact, we've never really spoken to you before about an individual product line, so this is kind of cool. So, we have Mike Jacobson standing by here as the president of THINTECH, and why don't we just bring him on board and ask him all about it. So, Mike, how's it going today?
Yeah, I'm having a great day today. Thanks for asking.
Excellent. So people can see it up on their screen right now because I'm putting pictures up, all about THINTECH. So why don't you tell us a little bit about the product and what you're all about?
Well, THINTECH is a lens design technology company, and we specialize in SunRx. So we've created unique lens design algorithms and software to create really the finest prescription sun lenses. And we have our own distribution and lab company in Florida that produces this product for our licensed distributors, of which SmartOD is one of them. And so SmartOD is basically the conduit to the market, since we have the infrastructure and the support on the lab services side, and they have the infrastructure to reach out and support the eye care professionals. So they're the perfect partner for us. And so now SmartOD can offer the best SunRx solutions powered by THINTECH at a price point that builds profitability for the eye care professional, and that also relates to more affordable product for the consumer.
Right. So let's get down to brass tacks, and we'll talk about the product itself, because I'm sure people are curious.
THINTECH is a new term for many optometrists. So I think you just really want to describe what does it all mean?
So THINTECH, we probably specialize in 4 key areas that all kind of roll up into the best sun solution for eye care professionals and their patients. So as I mentioned before, we have a patented sun lens design software that obviously requires very special digital processing. And what I mean by that is in today's SunRx world, most of the larger frames or wrap frames allow very limited prescription ranges. So I would say between +2 and -2, that's kind of the heart of the range. So if someone walks in with a -4 and loves this beautiful wrap frame and wants a really cool mirror, the answer to that customer has always been, I'm sorry, we can't do that. With our technology and unique thinning algorithms, we're able to produce an RX to a much more extended range while maintaining beautiful cosmetics. And the sunwear market is really all about fashion. We also have proprietary mirror technology that allows us to emulate the most fashionable mirrors that are currently available in the Plano market, but with the durability that you need for prescription. We also offer innovative sun lens solutions just beyond polarized lenses. We're into infrared blocking lenses. We're into high contrast lenses. We've got specialty photochromic lenses that have polarization characteristics. So we're also broadening the sun lens selection. And then, of course, we have specialty edging services because a lot of these frame designs require very specialty edging type equipment. We have all that equipment. So you roll that all up, and now we can offer eye care professionals the ultimate sun solution.
Got it.
So what are these Obsidian mirrors? Are these the type of sunglasses where you can see your reflection in them? There's like a mirror on the front of them?
Well, it's a very good question. And what Obsidian mirrors really means is it's advanced mirror coating technology. What's typically in the market today is sputtering. And sputtering mirror technology really is self-limiting in the fact that it only puts a few layers down of the mirror, and it's not very durable. What we do with our mirror technology is we have all these layers, and we do everything in the ion deposition coating chambers. And so we can create a depth of color that's very rich and very durable. And so we have 17 layers or more in most of our mirror designs. So our process is proprietary, and it's unique, and it's a very unique collection.
Okay, so basically you have something that once it's introduced to the market, a lot of people that look for the newest and the best will ask for. Will the number of suppliers be limited?
Yes, we are only licensing to certain organizations that have the appropriate market reach to reach our eye care professionals and also supply them with our point of sale aid, handle the transaction and getting the order. And that's why SmartOD becomes just a perfect fit for us because we're a technology company and we need a conduit to the market, and SmartOD really provides that very efficiently for us. So we're excited about the partnership.
So, just
hard to explain.
So talking just about some different tech that goes into your offerings, maybe you just want to talk about that a little bit too. I'll put up some pictures as well. We're talking about the different coats here, like Amplify and 420 IR. Do you want to speak to a little bit about what that's about?
Well, again, I can comment on the innovative sun lens offerings. THINTECH can digitally produce our lens designs in single vision. We have a visible bifocal called the Sportsman and Progressive designs. And so we could really use virtually any semi-finished lens mic. So we can make the product in any of the lens products that are available currently in the market. But beyond that, we also know that there's some sun solutions that we need to take to the next level based on customers' lifestyle and needs. And so these lenses were developed using we have a patented fusion bonding process. So we've been able to design infrared blocking lenses that also block that higher spectrum of infrared along with lower spectrum blue blocking light. And while maintaining good color perception, which is really key. We also have designed a series called Amplify, which is really like HDR for your eyes. And there's some advanced spectral filtration processes that are going on to block color at certain wavelengths. So we can, increase the vibrancy of one color and increase contrast perception. This is especially exciting for outdoors enthusiasts like cyclists, golfers, skiers. And we also have an exclusive polarized lens that we've combined the polarizing performance with blue blocking properties outdoors while maintaining the polarization effect and allowing you to use the lens outdoors when you're looking at your digital devices. Polarized lenses in the market today, if you're outdoors and you're looking at your iPhone, your iPad, sitting at the pool, you're not going to be able to see the screen. With this new lens, you'll now be able to have the full effect of polarized performance while being able to use your digital devices outdoors. So really an exciting product.
Very important.
That's a big deal. And also dashboards of cars, as I've noticed. It's like, where did all the numbers go? I'm trying to look at this thing, and I'm like, oh, I lost my GPS. But yeah, this is actually a great feature.
So it covers all prescriptions just about for hyperopia, myopia, astigmatism. There's no problem with filling an RX?
Well, we're going to cover probably 99% of the prescriptions available. So we're going to go from a +8 to a -10 total power while maintaining attractiveness of the lens. So we have a patented technology where we're going to calculate the visual zone that's optimized for the prescription and the frame. And then we have a patented thinning algorithm that keeps the lenses cosmetically attractive.
And it'll fit into most frames?
Absolutely. Frames, almost unlimited choices.
Sounds like you also have progressives and digital bifocals.
We do.
So basically, you can cover just about any need that your patients might have, regardless of their age.
So how do you see the Sun RX market growing over the next several years? What's going to be happening?
Well, that's a fun question, and we believe that our THINTECH designs and our portfolio of products will bring some energy to the Sun RX segment. Right now, that segment, as I mentioned before, unless you're kind of in the heart of the range, prescription-wise, you don't have that many choices. And so the ability to expand prescription ranges while maintaining a fashionable look, i.e. thinner lenses, we can expand the size of potential customers. So now consumers can really choose high fashion sunwear without sacrificing, fashion and performance. All the major sun frame brands out there today that have their own vertically integrated models to where you send the RX in, they offer a very narrow prescription range. And frankly, the price is very high as well. So we're saying we can develop a total sun solution, expand the prescription range for the eye care professionals' patients so they don't have to say no to anymore when they want to choose a really cool sun wrap frame. And we can deliver the lens performance technology to give that patient the lifestyle choice that they need. And if they want the latest looking fashionable mirror designs, we can produce that, and we can make sure that that's a very durable product. So we see the Sun RX category growing, especially if the eye care professional will take the time to become the expert. Everyone would really appreciate a high-performance pair of sunwear. And one of the things that we're doing is trying to reduce the cost of that to the eye care professional so they can create a better value proposition to their patients.
Right.
And so we see sun growing pretty dramatically.
So this is an interesting question. So, your product's competitively priced relative to the larger brands. I'm looking at Paul right now. I'm going to ask him a question. If this were his optical, what would you do? Would you try to price this to your patient at around the same price as the major brands, or would you try to go a little lower?
No, I would go the reverse.
You would go higher?
I would go higher. If it were my practice, this is a very, very special product. Man, I would charge, especially if I felt I had a monopoly in that community.
Interesting. So you feel like if you're the first mover, that's what you would do?
That's the key. I would put a value proposition on it that it's worth much more because these things are strong. So you're talking about a sunwear that could last a couple of years, right?
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not going to get scratched or anything. So you're talking about pennies a day difference to get the best possible quality.
Sure.
Let me insert here something that you didn't talk about, the economical part of this product. Every doctor wants to be professional in some field. Some choose to be professionals in children eyewear. Some choose to be professionals in low vision. Specification of that makes you an expert. Makes you an expert in a certain field. So all the other doctors are sending you all those patients because they don't have so much knowledge in that, or they don't have the time, or they don't want to deal with that. For example, with low vision, or with children, or with special stroll contact lenses, like, you know what I'm referring to.
Yep.
So this is one of those fields that the doctor can become an expert, like in sporting goods eyewear. So everybody in his area will come to this doctor that will put it on his website, that will give or send an email to all his customers and patients and say, I am now an expert in this field, in the field of making you special wrap frames, sunglasses or non-sunglasses. How many adults do you see that have a big round face, obviously a small PD, and a +6? They look like they're still wearing their frame from the childhood that they grew out of.
Right.
And they really suffer. Now, with the THINTECH technology, you can get a regular frame. And THINTECH will make sure that the lens is specially thin. We cut out the edges. We use milling system that will mill away all the thick parts of the lens. And all of a sudden, you have something that nobody else can offer, especially not online retailers, especially not America's Best and Walmart. They don't even know that this exists.
Right.
So this is here a perfect opportunity for a private practice to become an expert in a certain field, in a field of THINTECH.
Can I ask you guys, I guess this is directed to both of you, what kind of marketing assistance can you give docs who are going to be, working with the product now? Do you have any, point of purchase displays or anything that they can put up in their office or any ancillary material?
Sure.
Yes, we have a number of components so they can merchandise their offices to become the expert in SunRx. The first one is that we have a beautiful mirror book that actually has the actual mirrors in the books so they can see the actual mirror and how it would look like in the depth of color. And that's key because you can't really show the beautiful mirrors with just artwork. You need the actual mirror. So we have a mirror book. We also offer 2 wrap frames, one in a +4, one in a -4, to give the eye care professional an idea of how beautiful these lenses will work and the size of what we call the dynamic visual zone that the consumer will use. We also have a beautiful point of sale display where you can actually interact with the consumer in deciding which type of lens would best fit their lifestyle. And then we also have a consumer brochure where the consumer can then take that brochure home with them, become a little more educated, and understand, the benefits of going with the Total Sun solution by THINTECH.
So now here's the $1 million question. How does everyone get started? And, how do you get going with it? So Faive, what do you think?
Well, first of all, if somebody wants to get into THINTECH and become an expert, means offer it to his patients, he needs to contact us. He can write me a short email, call me, go to SmartOD.com, and you have the number over there. You can call me, and I will make sure to set you up with all the samples I just mentioned. The best sample the best tool that I know is the frame that THINTECH is giving us with those ±4 lenses, because then you can show the consumer how beautiful that lens looks like and how we cut it out. And the lenses are air coated on the back and mirror coated on the front. It's a really, really the best product that I saw. And I think that this is a great opportunity for somebody that is really interested in his office and the development of his office to add it, because it is something that gives him an edge, and it is a product that the big guys that are competing with $1 here and $1 there, they don't have it.
Right.
When you have THINTECH and it is special and a specialty, a person that needs it will not negotiate with you. And the question is how you will sell it is up to you, because you don't have competition. You will become an expert in this field in your area, and that it.
And so to get started then, so if you're a SmartOD customer, I guess getting started with it is pretty easy, right? Just contact you guys and you can get them going.
Absolutely, absolutely.
But more important, if you're not a SmartOD customer or client, set up an account. Because first of all, you're going to find out the tremendous financial advantage of using SmartOD. But as soon as the account is set up, I think getting this unique product is something that will make you very, very different from everyone else in your community as far as ICAP practitioners.
And everyone, summer is coming. Summer will be here. I mean, despite what you think.
Let me emphasize something here, guys, that it doesn't need to be just a sunglass. It can be also a frame with clear lenses.
True.
All day long. Absolutely. It is the matter of what technology can you use for people that really need it. And if you give it to them and nobody else can, you become an expert, you become a place to go, and they talk about you all over. This is the best advertising.
One final very practical question to Mike. Mike, can you keep up with the demand in the event? This is going to be going out to a potential audience of 22,000 ODs. Is there a problem with will you be able to keep up with the demand when it comes?
Well, THINTECH is owned by a large conglomerate called Polylite Taiwan, which is the largest polycarbonate manufacturer, or the second largest polycarbonate manufacturer on the globe. And so we have tremendous financial resources behind us. We've already created a capacity model at our laboratory in Largo, Florida, that can easily take 200 to 300 SunRx jobs per day. And we also own the building and are prepared to expand. So we feel that we're very much in place to handle high demand.
Great. All right. Well, guys, thanks so much for being here today. And, there's going to be a conversation about this little podcast that we're doing right underneath. So everyone will be asking questions, and I hope the conversation continues online. So thanks so much.